Now there is one more derivation, that is the relation between the momentum and kinetic energy. I repeat, now so we are finding a relation. Now students, we will be learning the second relation. First we have learned the formula K. First we have learned that how to derive K equals to half mv square. Now we will find the relation. Now we will find a relation between the momentum and the kinetic energy. Momentum is denoted by letter P, capital P, and the kinetic by the K. So now over here the formula for momentum is mass into velocity, and the formula for kinetic energy is half mv square. So now over here there is no relation between momentum and kinetic energy. So we are just finding a relation between momentum and the kinetic energy. So now can I say that velocity over here is nothing but momentum upon mass? So now instead of velocity I can write momentum upon mass. So now substituting this value of v over here. What is v? The momentum upon mass square. So half m p square upon m square. So mass will get cancelled. So now what is left is k is p square upon 2m. Hence we have got a relation between k and p. So first is k, kinetic energy is p square upon 2m. If I want to find what is momentum, so now cross multiply. So P is under root 2 n k. So P is nothing but root of 2 into n into k. So momentum is so much. So momentum is this value and kinetic energy is this value, and this is the relation between kinetic energy and the momentum. Now there is one more relation that is very important. Work energy theorem. Work done by the force on the moving body. Work done by the force. I have told you earlier also, whenever you have to do the work, you have to apply the force. So work done by the force. On which body? On the moving body is equal to increase in its kinetic. So work done by the force on the moving body is equal to increase in its kinetic energy is nothing but your work energy theorem. So work energy theorem is defined as work done by the force on the moving body is equal to increase in its kinetic energy. Now what do you mean by increase in kinetic energy? Let us say the body is moving with the velocity v1. Now when force is applied, the velocity increases and now it becomes v2. So obviously the velocity has increased. As the velocity will increase, the kinetic energy also will increase, for the reason the kinetic energy is the energy possessed by the body on account of its motion. That means whenever the velocity will increase, your kinetic energy 100% will increase. So over here we have to just prove that in this here we just have to prove that work energy theorem is nothing but this here. When it was moving with the v1 velocity, that was the initial velocity, the kinetic energy possessed over here will be initial kinetic energy, and here after increasing velocity, now this is the final velocity, hence the kinetic energy is set to final kinetic energy. So here the work done by the force is equal to increase in the kinetic energy. For example, let us say, just an example, in case here the energy was 200 joules, here for example here the energy was 200 joules and here is 250 joules. So what is the increase, students, over here? 50 joules. That is 250 minus 200. So in other words, the increase in kinetic energy is nothing but the final kinetic energy minus the you have to prove. Now let's start. So again, the work done is always equals to force multiplied by displacement. which is nothing but force into displacement. As we know that force is nothing but ma, and to find the displacement over here, we'll be using the formula, third kinematic equation, v square equals to u square plus 2as. Here the initial velocity is also available because here the body was not in a state of rest, it was moving with certain velocity. And then after applying the force, the velocity have increased. That means neither of the velocity is zero. So here the body has initial velocity also and the body has final velocity also. So what was the initial velocity, students, over here? v1 2as, and this is v2. So now v2 square minus v1 square is 2as. So students, one more thing, that when we are talking about the final kinetic energy, it's nothing but half m into final velocity, and the initial kinetic energy is nothing but half m v1 square, which is the initial velocity. So over here we have v1 and v2 also. Here we have v1 and v2. Now we find the value for s, that is v2 square minus v1 square upon 2a. Now we have the value of s, we have the value of f, we'll substitute over here. So f is ma, s is v2 square minus v1 square upon 2a. A will get cancelled. Hence, now what you will get? mv2 square upon 2 minus mv1 square upon 2. Students, what is half mv2 square upon 2? Students, what is half mv2 square? That is nothing but v2 square is final kinetic energy and v1 is initial kinetic energy. Hence, we have proved that the work energy is nothing but the increase in the kinetic energy. Now we'll study about the different forms of kinetic energy. It's very simple, students, over here. Translation kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy, vibrational kinetic energy. Now in each case, first you have to just explain. You have to explain that what is translation, what is rotation, what is vibration, and then we'll explain what is it, what do you mean translation kinetic energy, rotation kinetic energy, or vibrational kinetic energy. The first is translation, means the motion of the body in a straight path. So students, understand, motion of the body in a straight path is said to be a translation motion. Now as it is moving, so moving body will have which energy? Kinetic energy. That means when the body is moving in a straight path, the motion is said to be translation motion, and the energy possessed during this motion is said to be your translational kinetic energy. So students, the motion of the body in a straight path is said to be translation motion. Energy possessed during this motion is said to be your translation kinetic energy. Similarly, rotational motion. When the body rotates about its axis, it is said to be your rotational motion. Energy possessed during this motion is said to be your rotational kinetic energy. So in each case, first you have to understand and explain the motion, and the energy possessed during motion obviously is said to be your respective kinetic energy. So rotation motion is when the body rotates about its axis is said to be rotation motion, and the energy possessed during this motion is said to be a rotational kinetic energy. Third is vibrational kinetic energy. When the body vibrates in a to and fro motion about its mean position, is said to be a vibrational motion, and energy possessed during this motion is said to be a vibrational kinetic energy. So when the body moves to and fro about its swing position, it is said to be a vibrational motion. Energy possessed during this motion is said to be vibrational kinetic energy. Hence, we have finished forms of kinetic energy also. Now, we will distinguish between the potential energy and the kinetic energy. Students, I have discussed this earlier also that whenever we start with your differentiation, the first point will write always your definition. So what's the definition for the potential energy? Energy possessed by the body on the account of its rest, changed position or configuration is said to be a potential energy. It does not depends on speed. It depends on speed. It can get converted only in kinetic energy. That means the energy possessed during the rest is said to be potential. So when you move the body gains kinetic energy. It gets converted from potential to kinetic. That means when the body has potential energy, the only form of energy which you can convert is a kinetic. And here in kinetic, you can convert it in different form of energy. And the final fourth point, this is equal to the work done in bringing the body in a changed position. And here it is equal to the work done by the moving body before it comes to rest. So students, again just a brief. The first one is definition. Second, it does not depend upon the speed. It depends on the speed. It can convert into kinetic energy. It can convert different forms of energy. Here, it is equal to the work. Energy, any energy is also equal to work. So it is equal to the work done in bringing the body in its changed position or a shape. And here, it is equal to work done by the moving body before it comes to rest. Because till the body is moving, it has kinetic energy. So before it comes to rest, that means if it comes to rest, the velocity is zero. So it is equal to the work done by the body, by the moving body before it comes to rest. So this is the difference between the potential and the kinetic energy. Now we will be learning about the different forms of energy. So now students, we will be learning about the different forms of energy. I have listed few. I will explain you one by one. The first is the solar energy. The energy which is radiated out by the sun. The energy which is given out or radiated out by the sun is said to be your solar energy. Now students, solar energy, though it is a tremendous form of energy, but you cannot use this solar energy directly. You cannot use solar energy directly for the reason it is a diffused form of energy. Now you cannot say be available uniformly all the time. That means it is not available uniformly. Hence, form of energy can be used in a number of devices, like you might have heard also in the solar panels, solar water heater, solar cells, etc. That means the energy which is radiated from the sun is said to be your solar energy. You cannot use that in the number of devices, that is solar panels, solar water heater, or solar energy released on burning coal, wood, oil, gas, etc. is said to be your heat energy. What do you mean by light energy? The energy in the presence of which other objects are visible is said to be your light energy. What do I mean chemical energy? The energy possessed by the fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. is said to be your chemical energy. And the energy possessed by the fast moving water is said to be your hydro energy. Energy means the flow of electrons. When two dry bodies, when they are rubbed against each other, the electrons start flowing from one body to the another body, and because of the flow of charge, they produce the energy, and such energy is said to be electric energy. Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is basically the energy which is produced due to loss of mass during the nuclear phenomenon, like nuclear process. Afterwards, the last chapter, we're learning about this process of nuclear fusion, the last chapter. So here in this process, wherever the nuclear phenomenon takes place or nuclear energy takes place, there is always a loss of mass, and that loss of mass gets converted into energy. Such energy is said to be nuclear energy, and this loss in mass gets converted into energy by a formula E equals to mc square. It's an Einstein formula where E stands for energy, M stands for loss of mass, and C stands for the speed of light in air. So I repeat, the nuclear energy is the energy which you get because of the loss of mass, which normally takes place during the nuclear fusion or nuclear fission. In this, whenever the nuclear energy takes place, there is always a loss of mass, and that loss of mass gets converted into energy by formula E equals to mc square. Geothermal energy. Students, geo means earth, and thermal means heat. So now over here, whenever the energy which is the heat energy which is stored deep inside the earth or interior of the earth is said to be geothermal energy. From where do you get this energy? This is the energy which is released. What do you mean nuclear disintegration? What do you mean nuclear disintegration? When the nucleus gets converted from one form to another because of change in the atomic number is said to be nuclear disintegration. During that nuclear disintegration which takes place in the interior of the earth, it releases the energy which is said to be your geothermal energy, which takes place deep inside the interior of the earth. So now the next is the wind energy. The energy possessed by the fast moving air is said to be your wind energy. So the energy possessed by the fast moving air is said to be your wind energy. What is sound energy? The energy possessed by the body due to its vibration, is said to be your sound energy. The energy possessed by the body due to its vibration the energy possessed by the body by the magnet in attracting the magnetic substances like iron filings is said to be your magnetic energy. The energy possessed by the magnet in attracting the magnetic substance is said to be magnetic energy. And mechanical energy, I already explained you, the energy possessed by the body on the account of a state of rest or motion is said to be your mechanical energy. Now it is an important question which will definitely come for 2 marks. Just they'll give you a certain thing and we have to just name it. It's a conversion from which form to which form. So I'll explain that, which is very, very important. Now students, I have told you that this question will come for 2 marks. Now over here, they'll ask you the question as conversion of energy. Now for example, in a question they'll say that dynamo. So you need to write that it's conversion from which energy to which energy. Mechanical means either kinetic potential, so mechanical energy to electric energy. Similarly, they ask you motor. The motor will what? Electric energy to mechanical energy. You can see the arrow students over here. That arrow indicates that it's converting from mechanical to electric, and here it's converting from electric to mechanical. Similarly, if it's electric iron, if that's converted from electric iron to heat, and so thermocouple. Thermocouple basically means with respect to the difference of heat energy. Now here thermocouple is nothing but the conversion of heat energy to electric energy. The thermocouple basically takes into consideration the difference of the cold temperature and the high temperature. So now when you're talking about the loudspeaker, it is electric to sound and a microphone is sound to electric. When you're charging the battery, it's electric to chemical, and when you're using the cell or battery, it's chemical to electric. Similarly, the lighted candle is chemical to light energy, and your the plants, when they make their own food, they process certain photosynthesis in which they use the light energy, which gets turned into what the chemical energy, that is ADP, adenosine triphosphate. But that means you don't have to write all these things, you just have to write the conversion of which energy to which energy. Similarly over here, the bulb converts from electric to light, and a photocell converts the light energy to electric energy. So this is just a table you have to remember, and the conversion of energy, they'll ask you a particular term, microphone, charging battery, whatever, and you just apply the conversion from one form to another.